that, as one of your correspondents said, people didn't vote for a deal, they voted to leave. And the deal tied us into the EU institutions for 21 months unconditionally, with us taking EU rules subject to European Court judgments, paying £39 billion into the EU, with no say in what was going on. So that was pretty bad to start with. But worse was the Irish Protocol, where we would have been subject to the customs union and part of the single market potentially indefinitely, as well as cutting the country up for the convenience of the European Union. It was, to my mind, a pretty disgraceful proposal with no end date to it. And the EU pontificated about how it was meant to be temporary. But if it were meant to be temporary, why would they not put an end date in? Why would they not be clear about that? First of all, these votes are not in themselves binding. So Parliament and all these MPs you're talking about in the Conservative Party, particularly the ones in the Cabinet, voted for us to leave on the 29th of March with or without a deal twice. They voted for it when they passed the Article 50 Act that set in process the method that led to us leaving on the 29th of March, and they voted for the Withdrawal Act. So they're now basically standing on their heads politically and saying either they didn't understand what they did before, or they didn't really mean to when they did it. So there's a certain lack of consistency. But the good news is that what is in law overrides a mere motion of Parliament. So the motion tonight does not change the law. The motion tomorrow doesn't change the law either. It would merely request the government to go to the EU and ask for an extension, which the EU might then not give, because what would the extension be for? And the government would then have to bring back, if it chose to, and this would be a choice for the government, a statutory instrument to change the departure date. So in my view, we are not risking Brexit by voting down the deal. That is still the law. And there has to be a balance between whether the deal is good enough